Hey there, comic friends. I'm Travis, and it's New Comic Book Day. Or at least it's New Comic Book Day for me, anyway. Got my comics here. Says I've only got 16. That's 2 weeks in a row now, and only 16 books. Have I actually cut back on books? I know I've tried, but I don't think really that's what's happening. I think it's a lot of the indie books that I get are on break, and these must just be the light weeks, would be my guess off the top of my head. Because I just don't think I'm, every time I cut back a book, I inevitably end up picking up something else to replace it. So get rid of the stuff in here, the ads and whatnot. Let's jump right into talking about comic books. First up, we have Grass Kings issue number 2. Really like the setup of issue number 1, so I'm kind of excited to see where, what we get to explore this. Who's this girl? Who's the Grass King, and more of that whole kind of history of this kind of odd a piece of ground. It's kind of like its own country inside of the United States. So. Very much looking forward to that. Let's see, what else we got here? Detective Comics, issue 954. League of Shadows continues. More Ra's al Ghul, and I'm assuming we'll have more Shiva. So, all fun stuff. I do find it interesting that, Tynion is now, Tynion the Fourth, is now writing more with him because when he wrote that chunk of Red Hood and the Outlaws, he used the same characters too. So I don't know. Is his well really small to go to? Because man, Detective Comics, you think the well of characters you can play around with would be really, really big. So anyway, Batgirl, Birds of Prey. This is issue number 9. Beginning of Blackbird, I believe. I'm not sure how many more issues I'm getting of this. I have dropped it. I can't remember if this is the last issue or the next issue is. I love the characters. I like some of the ideas that are in it. There's just enough pitfalls along the way, enough stumbles with every issue that after a while it kind of gets frustrating. And with the price going up by $1, that kind of puts it on the chopping block. So, yeah, I want to like it a lot more. Like I said, I love the characters. Some of the nuts and bolts of comics have been having a problem with just about every single issue, it seems like. So next up, we have a Godshaper, issue number 1. This is a Simon Spurrier book, which I'm looking forward to. Another Boom Studio book. I don't know how many issues. This is like 4 or 6 issues, I think. Miniseries. Really curious about what it might be. It has to do with deities and gods in some sense or other, I believe. So I'm just really curious to see what kind of a story we get. Looking forward to it. Copperhead, issue number 12. Looking forward to getting more into this book and seeing what's in it. Is the new artists finding their footing better than with the last issue, which was the first issue of the new artist, and just kind of seeing what our story is. Copperhead has been a lot of fun. A space western has just been really enjoyable. Helena Crash. This is issue number 2. Really love the art in the first issue. Just kind of a fun romp of a sorts. Loose concept is Helena Crash deals in transportation. Mostly she deals in running coffee because coffee is illegal. Where it kind of breaks down if I really get into really thinking about it really hard. Why is coffee illegal? I mean, I know it's rare. But why would being rare make it illegal, right? So they don't really get into the nitty gritty of that. Not the big deal. It's really about the visuals. Just really a fun drawn comic. Like I said, I did like issue number 1, as long as I didn't like nitpick at those kind of odd concepts, that with no real backing to them. But American Gods. This is issue number 2. This is a MAC cover. I wasn't super excited by the first issue of American Gods. I thought the art was very static in it. The words are great and fine because the words are pulled almost directly from the novel American Gods. But I was hoping it would be visually richer than what is being provided here. The disembodied voice, really liked it, so I'll probably pick up the rest of them just solely because of that. I'll read it. I'm just not super excited by it, at least with that first issue. Maybe issue 2 will turn it around. I don't think so, though. Next up, we have Rockstars. This is issue number 5, the end of the arc. We'll see what happens here. I'm hoping end of the arc doesn't mean that there won't be more of the book later on. I've really enjoyed it. It's been kind of a fun, kind of a look at rock mythology and all of that, and how much of it is real, how much of it isn't real, and just all the kind of weird stuff that goes on. It kind of combines two of my favorite things. I love comic books. I love music, so that all kind of works together for me. Justice League of America issue number 4. I barely read the last issue. I have dropped this. I have little to no interest in this issue. I'll probably poke through, look at the art, and read a few words and whatever. I'm just not interested. End up not being what I wanted it to be. Hellboy. And the BPRD 1954. This is the Ghost Moon. This is number 2. This is the second half of the story. I really enjoyed the first issue of this, mostly because Brian Chirilla on art. I really dig his art style. I think he's perfect for Hellboy. I hope we see him on Hellboy stuff for a very long time. We'll see how the second half ends. These are usually nice and quick, and sometimes that makes them really enjoyable when there's a nice quick story. The new Superman. I've been loving this book. This is issue number 10. Looks like we have a speedster. This is the Superman Reborn Aftermath. Superman, after the Reborn stuff was done. I don't know how that all plays out. I don't know if he ended up. I think he may have ended up, in China. But I really like the new Superman. I enjoy this a lot. Coming to America, but then maybe they're coming to America. I really like the new Superman a lot. This book amuses me a lot. It's just a lot of fun. It has some good humor in it. Interesting story of a developing superhero, somebody who really had no intention of being a superhero. Kind of a selfish kid figuring out how not to be so selfish, and it's enjoyable. Final issue of Power Man and Iron Fist. I didn't realize this was ending. But yeah, this is the final issue. This is yet again. Last week I had 2 Marvel books that ended. And now I have another Marvel book ended. That's 3. As anybody who watches my channel very often knows, I don't pick up a lot of Marvel books. So that has really took a chunk of my Marvel reading stuff away. So we'll see how this ends. What does it do? I hope it leaves them intact as a team, as friends, as that sort of stuff. So it's been a fun run. All of it's been exceptional, but it's been a fun run. Red Hood and the Outlaws. Who is Artemis? Part 1. Ghosts of the Damned. This is issue number 9. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to checking out more Artemis, learning more about the branch of Amazons that she is, maybe, or what's going on there. Interaction with Bizarro is always fun. This has been a decent read so far. Yeah, good stuff. And then we have a 7 to Eternity. This is issue number 6. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really like this book. I think it's really interesting. The art in it is incredibly rich and detailed. Lots of fine little points and great stuff. You have a main character with a beard, right? So gotta be good for that, if nothing else. Just yet another Rick Remender book. Has this kind of its own premise. Maybe it strikes on some of the same chords that some of the other Remender books do. I don't mind that. Like I said, I enjoy his stuff. Jermone Pena's art is absolutely brilliant. Matt Hollingsworth coloring, super sharp also. Our bad guy has gotten away, so it's kind of like, what's next? I think this actually ends an arc. I'm not 100% sure at issue 5. I feel like there's something else about the book. Like there's going to be some guest artists in it. We get some other stories. I think that gives the regular artist time to recharge and stuff like that. And I think the guest artists are going to be telling us a different story, so it shouldn't be too jarring as far as like, I don't think the guest artists are going to continue directly from this story, maybe, because I'm thinking that James Herring, who does Rumble, I think is doing an issue or two. I want to say he's at least doing covers. I want to say he's actually doing interiors too. Can't remember for sure. Still, anyway, looking forward to that. And of course, as always, looking forward to The Wicked and Divine. This is issue number 28. Things have just gotten really crazy, so I'm really excited. Just there's lots of action, lots of intense stuff, lots of tie back to stuff that was set up in like the first 1 or 2 issues, and we're on issue 28 now. I really, really dig all that kind of stuff. So very much looking forward to seeing what's going on there. Wonder Woman issue number 20, more of the God Watch. Excited about this because it's Everly on art. I'm not sure if she inks this issue, but I know she is going back to inking her books. Yes, she is inking this. And you could tell immediately the difference in her art. When she is inking it or somebody else is inking it, she just does a really, really amazing job. Just super excited about her as an artist. And whatever else she has going next, which I'm not sure exactly what that is, because as we have, I don't know if you've heard, I've heard, issue number 25 is the last issue for Greg Rucka writing the book. No big blow up or anything like that. He's just, moving on to other things because this is, like 2 books a month, and he can't meet the commitments or other commitments that he's made that he wants to meet. So there's that. We haven't heard what's going on with Bliss Cleverly, what she's going to be doing as far as art. Hopefully DC's smart and picks her up on whatever, or she moves on to independent work and ends up with some awesome writer in the independent world on a book right away that I can start reading, because I absolutely love her art. I absolutely love her art. So it's on my shopping list now to try and figure out how to get some. Haven't heard of any on sale anywhere at any price. And I haven't really taken the time yet to pester her online to see if she actually sells her work. But anyway, that is it for this week. Should be a comic book roundtable. I believe we got a few people on this week. We'll see if that all pans out. Yeah, have a great read. I'm going to go get some tea and read some comics and prepare myself for comic roundtable on Saturday. Have a great one, everybody.